Underdog Fantasy is the fastest growing fantasy app and easiest place to play fantasy sports. Just jump on UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app, draft your team, and that's it. And if drafts aren't your thing, they also have a pick'em game where you can win 20 times your money in a single night. Use promo code RADIO, and Underdog will double your first deposit when you sign up with up to $100 in bonus cash. Deposit $100, get $100 free. That's promo code RADIO. Terms and conditions apply.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Super J-Cast. I'm Joel, joined by Damon McDonald. It is Thursday the 28th of April 2022. This is episode 208. Damon, how are you?
All right, good. You know what I did today? Know what the conversation came up today at the old psychiatrist. Joel, the name will go.
Joel, surname redacted. No, cat's out of the bag. I know it's far too late for me to be trying to remove my surname from these things, but yeah, this is very much closing the door after the horse has bolted. But yeah, sorry. Please continue. Tell us your story. You're telling Dr. Jennifer Melfi all about me.
It really was. I swear to God, I really do feel like it's that dynamic is going on. Yeah, we talked about what. Well, first it was like I never said what like a certain thing was that I like to do, but that causes me lots of anxieties. Like I was talking about like the reveal, like, but I'm not really like giving tons of details because I'm embarrassed by it. And she finally was like, "Look, what are you talking about? I've let you beat around the bush because obviously you're not comfortable."
She's thinking that this is like some degenerate sex thing or something illegal.
Right. Like I'm going over for like prostitutes or something. So I let the cat out of the bag, if you will. And
she's just staring at you blankly.
Well, what it did was where the conversation kind of went after I explained you and the show and kind of where we are positioned and where I think we're positioned and like all this weird stuff. Not weird stuff. See, this is exactly what she said. Like I will justify it with, "Oh, this is stupid. This is silly. Why am I even talking about this? Weird, blah, blah, blah." Like I go out of my way to shit on it. Why, Joel? To protect myself from others thinking that shit. So if I think it's shit before they say it's shit, then I'm protecting myself. And I was like, you got a good point. Got a valid point. But I was talking about you and our Japan stuff and the meetups and how they make me extra nervous and anxious, and then to compensate, I drink entirely too much. And I do it all the time. I do it every single time. And then she's like, "Well, why do you do them?" Because I love the admiration. Because I love the.
That's it. That's the only reason we did it, for the clout. That delicious clout.
Right? Don't you understand what being a big deal in the world of wrestling podcasting means? Don't you have any idea?
Ignorant. I think you should find a new therapist.
No, actually, you know what? I'm going to be very truthful. The one I have right now is Aces, like really, really good, and like strangely enough, and this never happened. Usually, and I've told you this before. Like I go to these things and I just feel terrible afterward. I feel like a fucking worse than I did when I came. But like I actually feel better after it's done, and I actually look forward to the next one. So that's I gotta be honest, that's the hardest part. Like, I told you the story, and I don't know if I even did this on the air. I told you the story about the one where she didn't even know what a music video was. Did I tell you that one?
No.
I swear to God.
I mean, it's one thing not know what the Super J cast is, not know what a music video is. It's
I was
quite
like,
a bizarre gap in knowledge.
Right, I was like, you've never heard of like Michael Jackson's Thriller. You've never heard of, I don't know, just pick a fucking song with like the concept of a music video was beyond her grasp. Like, she was an old lady. But even then, like, you just fucking, how do you not know what it even, like, the concept of it is? Like, I had to explain what a motherfucking music video was. And right then and there, I was like, how can I talk to you? Like, literally, I was like, how can I even have a fucking conversation with you? Like, there has to be some common ground here. You have no idea what the fucking music video is. I can't talk to you. I don't care if you have all the answers. I can't talk to you. Yeah. And then, well, I think she may have fired me because. So, did you know that apparently psychiatrists take the month of August off?
No,
like the entire month.
Of them?
I mean, apparently it's a thing because for Freud's thing, yes. Like, she's like, all right, well, I won't be seeing you until September, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? where are you going? She's like, well, it's Freud, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. She's like, yeah,
I think she just made that up.
Yeah, I know. She probably. She's fucking. Yeah, and notice I didn't see anything about that on the internet. Yeah, fucked up. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I got good. I mean, just tell me you don't want to see. Like, just tell me I'm a fucking animal. I'd rather you do that and just be like, I can't help you. You just get the fuck out of here. You and your music videos. Get the fuck up the street. I'd rather that happen. I'm getting this off my chest. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I got in a little fight before we got on the air here. You know that? Get a little fight.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Because I'm like, you're talking about this fucking with a little, I won't even get into it. But I was just like, can you just stop talking about this, please? She got mad. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but I did. I can't stand it anymore. Stop talking about it. Okay.
Well, we're talking about what?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say on the air.
Okay, all right.
What it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like that would be. I mean, you already know. You already know it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say no more. Little Super J Cast secret. The listeners can speculate, but we'll never tell them.
Yeah, speculate what it is. That'd be great. You fuckers.
We can make it into a competition.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of which,
yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's nearly 5:30. We should talk about wrestling at some point. But go on, what were you going to say?
All right. Do we have to? I was going to just say, so I got credentialed for Washington and Philadelphia. So I'll be at both. So
fantastic.
I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. You know, there's a big part of me that's like, don't do anything. Just fucking go to the show, go to your hotel, and go to bed. And then go to Philly and go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, don't fucking make this a thing. But there's a part of me that's like, it's been a long time since we had a thing. Not going to lie. A long time. We'll talk about that later. All right, Joel, steer the ship right into the reef, please.
Okay, so I can tell you are chomping at the bit to discuss the never openweight 6-man tag team championships, and that is where we're going first because we had a show on Monday, the Golden Fight Series in Hiroshima Sun Plaza Hall. So I would go through the news. There's no news. I mean, I have one bullet point here, which is Ospreay, Kenny Omega Twitter interactions. I don't know if you want to talk about Ospreay and Kenny going at it over Twitter. I mean, if that's a possible tease at a future match. But I'd like to see it. I think it would be fun. It would annoy a lot of people. The discourse would be as entertaining as the match. But I don't know if Kenny Omega is going to be ready for June. I hope he is because, just basically pair him up with anyone in New Japan is going to be good. So I'm not sure if this little Twitter exchange is necessarily a teaser that something's coming, but if it is, sign me up.
I guarantee he'll wrestle him. He'll wrestle everybody. Has it been revealed what his injury is? Do you know what it is?
I'm sure it has, but I I don't. It may have been related to the vertigo that he suffered. I keep seeing that going rounds, and he's had quite
like
a bit of
concussions
surgery.
That's
so
yeah.
I don't know. Is the short answer. I have not done the research.
Cool. All right. Maybe did he get his did he get a Joel surgery? If you know what I'm saying.
To take that long to recover from that, Jesus! I was back in the ring within a week.
Were you? I never did ask. I felt bad. How you made out with that. So yes, he'll wrestle. We know he will. Of course he will. Why wouldn't he? It's been a long time since they've gotten in the same ring together. He'll wrestle fucking everybody in that promotion, and vice versa. Should be fine.
Yeah, that's my thinking. You're going to get probably most of these dream matches. You might not get them straight away, but I think you'll get them at some point. They'll pace themselves. They're not going to burn all the money matches at once.
Yeah. I mean, it's just money to be made for both of these promotions. Couldn't be happier for them. Like it's I mean, it's happening. Which is exciting. Like again, the idea of traveling somewhere for a show is, it's been a long fucking time, and it feels like we're finally feeling good about getting back into the swing of things. And I think everybody's excited. So if that's one of those matches, sign me up. I'll be. I mean, seriously, that match gets announced any building. I don't give a fuck what building it is. I bet you it sells out. I mean, maybe not like a football stadium, but like an arena. Yeah, sure it would.
Right, well, we've put it off for too long. Now, we are going to talk about the Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Championship match, which was Evil, Sho, and Yujiro, the House of Torture, successfully defending their titles against the team of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa. So the match went 17 minutes, 16 seconds, and Yujiro got the pin over Tangaloa with the big juice after what I thought was a pretty good match. I mean, first of all, it's going to take me a while to sort of visually process Tanahashi standing there in unity on the same side as Gorillas of Destiny. It's a weird visual, and I've got to undo years of conditioning in my brain to sort of understand that. Then match started. Sho was doing some tremendous silly noises while they were working over his shoulder, and Sho is getting closer and closer to ironic enjoyment of his work. So we're going to keep tabs on that. It's Sho Watch. So you segment the show. I think the success of this House of Torture six-man reign is going to hinge on the quality of the babyface opponents. It's got to be someone we care about. If they're being challenged by a team like, I don't know, Wato, Taguchi, and Tenzan, then it's going to go down like Man United's Champions League hopes. But Tanahashi and God, I thought a really great babyface team, as it turns out. Tama Tonga in particular, he has that natural ability to connect with the crowd. It's all the little things that he does. And even doing things like the Hulk Hogan routine, he hulked up halfway through the match. And it worked. Like he is able to elicit a strong emotional response from the crowd. And this got me excited for the Tama versus Evil rematch at the weekend. So I thought they got the pacing, the dynamics were right here. There was not too much of the grimy House of Torture work on top. The baby faces had some cool hope spots, like there was the triple submission moves. I like that. We got Tangaloa doing a 619, and they built up the tease to the ape shit at the end nicely, and then Jado foiling the spoilers choker. That got a good reaction as well. And look, we all know eventually House of Torture are going to get on their bullshit. They're going to cheat, do all that stuff. All I've been asking for months is for it to happen in a creative and interesting way each time. And look, if you can't get behind the combination of an evil nut shot, a Sho wrench attack, and a big juice, that triple combo as a finisher, then shame on you. I like that. And look, it's a 15-minute Never Six-Man match on the semi-main of a D-level show. This was perfectly good. It was entertaining. Didn't outstay its welcome. Didn't overdo the shenanigans. It built up the singles feuds. And yeah, I'm quite fond of this House of Torture team. I think they're at the right level for me. I would rather this than all of them in like top singles feuds. We got, Yujiro, the dirty little boy Yujiro, the increasingly bizarre and unhinged Sho, and an Evil who, to me, looks more like the roughhouse bully that we'd hoped he'd be. So, I thought this one was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the way that you described it, being the semi-main event on a show that, let's be honest here, no one in their right mind is going to go out of their way to watch this show, right? I mean, from what was the opener? Makabe and Honma and Tiger Mask, and then you got Ishimori and Get like just it was a show, right? It was a show, and that's what these belts are for, to help get you through one of these shows, and you can put it on top. And look, like if you don't like House of Torture bullshit, seeing this on top might make you squirm in your seat a little bit. But again, let's just take a step back, understand that the show is what this show is, and that's it's totally okay to have the never 6-man titles here in this spot in a match that was not bad. It wasn't great. If you're into GOD, babyface GOD, okay. Joel, you're getting more mileage out of it than I am. Yes, the dynamics are weird. The visualization of Tanahashi, GOD together is still, I still can't get over it. And I still, to this day, truly believe that there's something fishy. It just does not seem right. I really feel like this is Tanahashi's going to get the rug pulled from under him. Anywho.
Or he's going to join Bullet Club like you teased about 3 years ago.
That would be the thing. Now, that would be something. That would be something. Let's switch it up. Let's have Tanahashi. Yeah. I mean, look. You're not recommending people go out of their way to watch this, right?
No, I think this is one for sickos like me. You're going to appreciate it. I think if you are insane enough to be tuning into this show, like, this is not one for the casuals, but then I think if you tune into it, you'd have a good time watching it. I think all the people on the Discord seemed to like it. They were into it. So, yeah.
I thought it was okay. It was all right. It was fine. And then what else? Well, the 30 count match.
Big one. Yeah. So the main event, the KOPW 2022, this was Shingo Takagi, the challenger, defeating the holder Taichi, 26 minutes, 20 seconds with the Last of the Dragon. Takagi won the match 30 counts to 29. And I thought this was a very creative stipulation. Maybe the best one yet. Probably is the best one, actually. I think it led to some creative and interesting dynamics that you never really considered as a wrestling fan. Like the possibility of stacking up a high volume of low count near falls, or how long past a 3 count do the big finishers impact last for? What is a Last of the Dragon's worth? It turns out a 4 count at the first attempt, but the Ghetto Clutch, that's a 5 count. So Ghetto Clutch, officially stronger than Last of the Dragon. What about a Black Mephisto? That was a 6 count. Plus, there was a massive delay in getting the initial cover. So if you pinned him straight off, then, who knows what that would have been. But the late game Last of the Dragon, that increased. So Last of the Dragon later into the match was worth more than it was earlier in the match. These are the sort of things that I found interesting. Like, we opened up a whole
but it sounds like you're playing
box.
Right, it sounds like you're playing what? Fucking Magic the Gathering. I have this card, and I'm going to use the Imperial Stone for a +3 on my initiative. And
that is a fantastic idea. Look, New Japan, you can have that one for free. But yeah, it just opened up this wormhole of like finishing with economics that I thought was really interesting. Like, I was imagining the backstage politics, like when they're laying this one out. So like Shingo saying, okay, and at this point I'll do Last of the Dragon. That's my finishing move. That's obviously going to get at least a 3 count, maybe more. What are we going for? 4 count? And Taichi's like, yeah, okay. So then I'm going to do Black Mephisto, and that's going to be a 6 count. And Shingo's like, what, 6 count? But mine was only a 4 count. So I just don't worry about it. No, use it. So
somebody's with a notepad adding up the numbers. Oh, I'm sorry. You're over. You got to shave off 2 points.
Red shoes with his calculator. Yes. Hold on a second. Let's slow down. No, it's an error. What have I done?
Right. No, he turned it over. It said boobless.
So, that's what I was thinking about. Yes.
Boobless.
So these are the things I was thinking about. Yes. What was it? But how did you do?
Well, I don't know how you got there. It was like 2 people walking down the street with times. Yeah. I don't know how you get there. I'm sure if we Google it, we could figure it out. But yeah, but it's 8.
Anyway, back to the match. I quite enjoyed and respected Taichi's tactics of racking up short but unexpected pin attempts until then Shingo started to wise up to it. Shingo started doing it too, and then that stopped working. So they just started kicking and chopping the hell out of each other. And who doesn't like to see that, Damon? So following the little scoreboard going up, it kind of felt like watching a sports game, especially when Taichi got the 10-point lead. You're thinking, how is Shingo going to pull this one back? That's a huge lead. Forgetting that it's completely scripted. I thought it added something different. It changed the way that me as a viewer responds to it dramatically, because I'm not just waiting for that finishing move to land clean for the 3 count. Like there was the closing stretch where Taichi was at 29 and like all it would have taken was a quick 1 count and he'd have won. I thought that was really dramatic. And look, I was very upset Taichi lost because I thought he's come up with the 2 best stipulations, probably the 2 best KOPW matches so far. So I thought there was more juice in his reign. Who knows? Maybe he'll win it back. It sounds like they might have a rematch. But either way, I thought it was a really great match. Maybe it's proof of concept that KOPW can be good, can be consistently good in the post-Yano era. And Shingo said in his post-match comments, it's the man that makes the title. So I think if you have the right person holding it, it could be pretty entertaining. I think this is an example of it working well.
Let me ask you a question. Did you understand the rules going into this match? Like,
yes.
The way that it, like, I was like, what are the? I thought you had to get a 30. Like, I must be the dumbest human. Well, I'm sure there's lots of people that would agree, but I must be the dumbest human being on earth because I was like, well, I don't understand. Like, I don't know if the rules were explained, or maybe I just didn't fucking pay attention. But like, I still thought it was like you had to get 30 pinfalls. You know what I mean?
I didn't have an issue with that. I found it fairly easy to understand.
You understood the rules going in?
Yes.
I did not. I did not. I swear to you, I thought it was you needed 30 pinfalls. Like it was kind of like an Iron Man match in the sense of the first person to 30 pinfalls, not 30 slaps of the canvas, right?
Did not become apparent after like 2 minutes of the match that was the case?
Right, correct. But going into it, I had no idea, right? And here's the thing too. But I mean, that was explained a little bit, but I might not have been. I might have been distracted. I might have not paid fully attention going into this.
How very dare you!
But yes,
well, look, maybe this is one of those things.
If
there was English commentary, it would have helped.
Look, I'm an idiot, but I swear to you, and I'm being honest. I'm sharing here. Yeah, I went into this like a fucking idiot, thinking that you needed 30 pinfalls, which would be preposterous. How could you do that? The match would last forever. Nobody would want that. So yes, I was glad I was smartened up very quickly to this. And the match was good. I did enjoy that. And you are right. It did turn into kind of like, how is he going to come back? You know, how is he going to make up this big lead that Shingo had, or Taichi was crawling ahead, or it was interesting. I wish again. Maybe I'm just a dummy, but I didn't quite understand the rules going in. But now I'm crystal clear. So if we have it again, I will be ready.
So Andrew asks, has Taichi saved the KOPW gimmick? Well, he had. I mean, in the 2 matches that he had, I hope he gets it back, and I hope there is a better creative direction for it going forward. Jamie says, thoughts on potential matches during Shingo's KOPW reign? Looks like it'll be higher level guys than Yano was facing. Yeah, I cannot imagine that Shingo's just going to be doing comedy shit with lower mid-carders. I think this is going to be something that they can use and will use to headline shows like this. So I think they put on Shingo for a reason. They want it to be an attraction. I mean, obviously, this is not IWGP heavyweight level attraction, but to me, there seems like an increase in the prestige and the importance of this title now.
Maybe. I'll give you a solid maybe on that. I would not be surprised if he drops it, if he's one and done. And it's fucking Yano again. That would not surprise me one tiny bit. Here's the thing. He is right. The man makes the title. 100%. Or the woman, if you will. That being
Woman,
said,
a woman in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
oh, you know what I mean. We have Stardom. So this is really a hunk of shit title, right? I mean, I understand the idea that having Shingo have it might mean that we're actually going to have legitimate pro wrestling matches involved here. That might be good. I don't know. I just don't see. I don't see why. And I think the history of the title kind of dictates the fact that anytime they put it on somebody like that, we always get fucking a thumb in the ass. I don't know why we got that, but we don't get what we want, right? We don't get what we want.
Okay,
so.
I had to stop for a minute and think: is the thumb in the ass going to be something good or something bad? Because, well, I'm not going to finish that sentence. Please continue.
So yes, thumb in the ass. I don't think I'll say this. I will bet you 1 Japanese yen that Shingo does not have 1 successful defense. He loses it first title defense. What do you think of that?
Well, let me read the next couple of questions and I'll give you my thoughts on that. So Bash says, Shingo was a world champ, now holds the KOPW. Is it as bad as I think it is for him, especially with them not giving Taichi a run with it? Where do you think he goes next? Back to tags with Zach. I think you are correct, Damon. I think this will be one and done for Shingo. I think he's going to lose it back to Taichi. That's what I think. And I think that will be the right move, personally.
Okay. I think the problem that people are having is that Shingo is not elevating the title. The title is bringing him down. I can understand those. I mean, think about this. I mean, the people who are usually associated with this title are, lower mid-card guys. Your Llanos, Chase Owens. I think people are concerned when people are involved in this. Now, there have been some decent names that have been involved in this. Again, Taichi, Shingo, Suzuki. So, I don't know. Are we even yet? Are we on? Are we at 500? Are we at a level playing field when it comes to this title? I don't know. I just think that the title itself has a lot of dirt on it, and I don't think people are thrilled with the having a guy like Shingo farting around with the KOPW title.
Sticking with Taichi, I don't know if you had a chance to watch that Korakuen 60th anniversary main event, but that main event he was in, so he was tagging with Jake Lee against Tanahashi and Kento Miyahara, and Taichi actually entered the ring last out of those 4 guys, which I was surprised by. And just the whole way he came across, the presentation of him, he looked and felt like a big deal to me. And I just think it's something worth celebrating that Taichi has gone from this sort of scummy little junior heavyweight shitbag who was just cheating all the time and you hate it. And, fairly so, you weren't alone in that. And now someone that they decided was an adequate person or the right person to really showcase during this, celebratory event for 60 years at Korakuen Hall. I don't know if you saw the match, but I thought that was something worth pointing out anyway to just indicate the rise of Taichi.
It is an amazing thing, isn't it? It's been quite a ride, actually, if you think about it. Like what he and what he's been able to do. Like it's hard to shake that off, that idea of this guy, instant fast forward. And it's taken a lot of work on his part to do. Now he's a must-watch guy. Like you don't fast forward. You don't skip. He's been in some of the most interesting stuff the past 2 years. It is pretty amazing. And here's the thing too. Not for nothing, but I think everyone's argument is that he had this in him the whole time. It's just he was just playing a role. That was the role he was asked to play. That doesn't necessarily mean that I had to sit there and watch it. Right? But still, it is an amazing thing. Like, I can't think of another guy. Can you think of another guy that was so low that has risen so high? Not just in New Japan, but just in pro wrestling in general.
Not really, no. I can't
Not
really
really.
think of anyone who's made such a dramatic change in public opinion. Like, I always liked him. Of course, you know me, I'm always ahead of the curve, David. But yeah.
Oh, Joel. Yeah, he has a bright spot on a roster that is full of bright spots. That's for sure.
So we have a big show coming up this Sunday. We have Wrestling Dontaku to look forward to. So this will be taking place on Sunday, May the 1st, in the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka. Now, the English website is not up to date, so I'm going to the Japanese website for the correct match listings. So we're starting off with a 6-man tag match where we have 2 dragons on one team. We've got Tatsumi Fujinami, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi taking on the Suzuki-gun team of Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi, and Taka Michinoku. So how do you feel about Fujinami getting back into the fold? Because I thought you looked in tremendous shape last time out. And, you know, just if this is just a fun little 6-man opener, celebratory atmosphere, then, yeah, it should be good. And also, I don't know, I'm looking at seeing Zack and Taichi back in the same team together and wondering, is there something there? Could this possibly be a relaunching point for Dangerous Tekkers? Who knows? So a couple of things to be thinking about going into this one.
I think Tatsumi Fujinami is going to be in there, get the nostalgia pop, couple dragon screw leg whips, right? Get in and get out. He's going to look great because he's going to be, you know, he's got enough people in there to carry the load, do the heavy lifting. But he's, I mean, what is he, like 60 plus? He's got to be, 78, 77. He probably started even earlier than that. It's pretty amazing, actually. I mean, who's in this? It's Tekkers and who?
So Tekkers and Taka against Bushi, Shingo, and Fujinami.
Oh, Bushi. Who's taking the fall? Taka?
Yeah.
Poor guy. How the mighty have fallen. Yeah, he's taking a fall. Do you think? Do they have the balls to say Fujinami pins him?
That would be pretty great.
That would be
so.
pretty. Me too.
I mean, you could do it. You could do it like, you know, Bushi hits the MX and then Shingo hits the Last of the Dragons, and then Fujinami comes in and finishes,
cleans up. Yeah, that's what I do. Go have some balls. Do that. That'd be nice. Fukuoka crowd going nuts. Anybody know what the attendance is looking like? Are they going to have a full building?
I don't know.
I don't know either. We gotta get on the horn, see what you can do, find out. Because we'll already know by the time this fucking thing goes up. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what kind of. Well, how's that going to look? Is that going to be like an empty building because of COVID-19? Hope not. I hope we're looking at a big, nice, full building. That'd be sweet. I would love that.
All right, so our second match then is a special singles match between Yo and Hiromu Takahashi, which originally wasn't on the card, but due to events going on during this Golden Fight series, they've decided to make this into a singles match, which I find this an interesting one. Obviously, we are just around the corner from Best of the Super Juniors, so you're looking at this one and thinking, is this going to give us some clues about the direction for Best of the Super Juniors? Because, of course, this is a rematch of the Best of the Super Juniors final. You'll remember the show interference during that one. And the trajectory of Yo during this tour has been quite strange because he was getting beaten like a drum, and then he came back and pinned Hiromu and staked a claim to have this singles match because there's no title on the line. So it looks like the sort of thing that you'll get one result here and then possibly the result revert. Like these guys will meet in Best of the Super Juniors, maybe in the opening round or something, to sort of even up the score for this. So, I mean, I think it would be a good spot to give Yo a big win and give him some momentum going into Best of the Super Juniors, and see what he can do.
I agree. He needs a big win. Talking about a guy that needs a big win. feel like he needs a big one. I mean, this past pinning of Hiromu aside, I don't think they do it. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. I don't know if they have any faith in fucking Yo. Like, there's really no. I mean, they put him in the final. I don't know. I feel very flat on Yo. I don't know. I don't think they give him the win. I just don't.
Introducing Under Armour's Infinity High Sports Bra. Its ergonomic design is molded to support the natural movement of your body. With cord-out padding, the better breathability eliminates extra bulk without sacrificing support. And quick-dry padding is Under Armour's fastest-drying padding yet. When you're lifting heavy, running fast, and pushing yourself further than ever before, you need a bra that will help you go that extra mile and make you feel your best. Shop the Infinity High Sports Bra now at UA.com.
He's going to run out there. He's going to squash Hiromu. He'll put him away in 5 minutes. Oh, hello, Esther. Esther's come to join. Okay, so our third match then will be a special singles match between Tanga Loa and Yujiro Takahashi. Don't really know why they're doing this. I can't say I'm particularly looking forward to it. I like both guys within the context of a six-man match, and I think Yujiro is probably a bit better than the average fan gives him credit for, and I think there is upside for Tanga Loa as a singles wrestler, but this is not something... I'm not rubbing my hands together and be like, oh, yes, Tanga Loa against Yujiro Takahashi. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Is anyone? If they are, please let us know what you're sinking your teeth into here. I mean, does this smell of interference? And I mean, I know we're trying to limit that to a certain degree, but either this has got to be a definitive, clean, you're putting over Tanga Loa, or this is setting up bullshit where, you know, we see more shit later on in the card, right? Like somebody gets fucked over, but makes up for it later on in the show. That's my, because it is a very odd pairing to be a singles match. And we don't, again, these things don't always grow on trees. To get a singles match in the middle of this fucking show. For what reason? Right? It just screams to me that this is chapter one of a story that will be fulfilled later in the evening. I can't imagine how it can.
We do have Tama Tonga versus Evil later in the night. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I gotta think that those two guys that are in that match play a factor later on with, you know, Evil and Tama Tonga.
All right, our fourth match then is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, where 6 or 9, the champions, Taguchi and Wato, are defending against the Suzuki-Gun challengers of Kanemaru and Doki, which is a team that I really like. Very, very scuzzy, grimy team. I'm looking forward to this one. So in the backstage comments, Taguchi was threatening to go commando and challenge Suzuki-Gun to do the same because he was upset that they kept pantsing him. And he said, what if I wasn't wearing under tights and you saw everything? They'd have to cut the feed. The match would be lost to the annals of history. No one would be able to see it. So that's what he's threatening to do. So there's definitely going to be some sort of under tights bum related shenanigans in this one. Yeah. Yes. So I don't know, what could Taguchi be doing? Maybe he will have some kind of something inserted up his anus to provide a surprise twist in the match. So yeah, I think I don't know who wins this one actually.
That's our hard-hitting, thought-provoking analysis of the junior tag title situation. Maybe Taguchi will have something up his ass.
Well, look, it fits in with the nuanced themes and intricate storyline build-up of this match.
Listen, you have to be a special breed to be a pro wrestler, Joel, right? Like, you have to be of a certain mentality to even want to get into a ring and be a professional wrestler. What makes him want to constantly show his ass to everyone in the crowd? Like, what? Like, there's got to be something in his head that's like, I don't know. I'm not going to say he gets off on it. I'm not going to go that far. But don't you think there's something in it where he's suggesting that I'm going to show, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's coming up to him to be like, hey, I got an idea. It might be a little weird, but why don't you show your... No, he's definitely...
sorry, you got to do it again. I demand it. You must do your duty to this company and get your bum out.
Right. Get it out. Put on the thong. They're holding the underwear in front of them. Get it on. Right? Like, it's just, I don't... Like, I mean, we all know Ric Flair, what his problems were. But he did it all the time, too. Like, all the time with the fucking pants down. What is that? People like to show their ass, dude. I guess if you got a nice ass, you like to show it off, right? I don't know if Taguchi's got a great ass. Well, I think he thinks he does. What am I talking about?
This is top tier analysis. Who do you think is going to win the tag championships?
I mean, depends on if Taguchi's got something up his ass, Joe. That's the wild card. I'm saying successful defense from Taguchi and his bum, and I'm not talking about Master Wato.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Suzuki-gun team win because I like the idea of this team. I haven't seen them in action too much, and I would like to see Doki winning a title. Maybe a bit too soon. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Taguchi and Wato retaining here. Anyway, so moving on to I think this is the fifth match because I'm looking at the English website and there's a different
undercard.
Yeah, so fifth match will be the IWGP Tag Team Championships. So this is Khan or the Cobb and Okan defending in a three-way match. The challengers being Bishamon, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto, and the team of Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens. Now, Fale and Owens proposed Tongan Tornado rules, which would be basically everyone, no need to tag in and out. Everyone's legal all the time, which that's pretty much what they do in these New Japan tag matches anyway. So I don't think that would change things too much, but I haven't seen whether or not that's official. But all the same, I think it'll be a fun match. I really enjoyed the Bishamon against Khan of the Cobb match last time around. Throw Fale and Chase into there. I would always prefer a 2 versus 2 tag match, but I've got faith in these guys that they will make it entertaining. I think Khan of the Cobb will retain. I think. Wouldn't stun me if Bishamon won it back because Khan of the Cobb have got stuff coming up in the States as well.
Yep.
I'm talking myself out of it now.
No. The Khan on the Cobb, they've got a lot of shit going on here in the States. They're bringing the titles with them. Come on.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest here. They're not going to give it back. Would they really give it back to Yoshihashi and Goto? It's not a bad team.
They absolutely would.
You're right.
But
I'm just saying, we've done this. We've done that already. And then here's the thing. Again, we did share a drink or two with Bad Luck Fale at his get together that one year. But I'm going to say this. He does not look good. He looks like he's put on all that weight again, right? All that weight that he lost.
From what I understand, from what I've heard from I think it was his appearance on the Tama's Island podcast, he lost all the weight and then came back, and then New Japan management were like, what have you done? This is not what we want from you. Yeah, they told him to put the weight back on because they wanted him to be massive. So we can't necessarily point the blame all at Bad Luck Fale there. I mean, to be honest, I think he's in this match there to give Jeff Cobb some power spots to make him look impressive. Yeah. Like there's going to be something where Jeff Cobb is picking him up and everyone's going to go, I think that's what they're there for.
I hope so. Get his ass up. Imagine getting a job like that. Imagine going to that, like you're in pro wrestling and they're like, no. We want you to eat more and to be fatter and stop working out. I'd be like, all right, sign me up. I could be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion with that thinking. A fucking Antonio Inoki. Boy. He just looked out of shape. He looked winded. Didn't look good. But if that's it, if that's what we're doing, all right. Good for you. That's a sweet gig right there. Eat as much as you can and don't work out. We'll make you a star. Love it.
Okay, sixth match then is the Never Openweight Championship match with Evil his third defense against Tama Tonga. I don't necessarily think Tama Tonga is going to win this, but I think he is the perfect challenger for Evil to get babyface heat. I've talked before, I think Tama Tonga is a very naturally talented babyface wrestler. We haven't been able to see him show that in recent years as he's been doing the heel tag team, but I think this is going to be a real chance for him to shine. I thought their first match in the New Japan Cup, I want to say, was very, very good. So I'm looking forward to this one. I mean, obviously, you're going to get your shenanigans as you do with every Evil match, but I think Evil is improving. I think this is a new sort of fresh breath of fresh air, Tama Tonga, so I think this one will be good.
I think it'll be good. And again, I think earlier in the night will have an impact on what we see here. New Japan usually doesn't give a guy like right out of the gate a singles title. Like they usually have him lose a little bit and then maybe win later down the road. At least that's the narrative I'm going to go with. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like, what would be the harm in giving him the title, giving him that never title? Like, I think it would be interesting and new and fresh. And I don't know. Let's see what he can fucking do with it. I would have zero problem having God interfere, fuck over House of Torture, and away we go. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. But me being the optimist that I am, the glass half full, I'm saying, why not? Let's fucking do that. Let's see what he can do. Why not?
The seventh match is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship with El Desperado defending against Taichi Ishimori. So a lot of people are down on this. They wanted a sexier challenger. But I'm not on the Ishimori hate train. I still think he's got value. And I think he's got good chemistry with Despy because they do their sort of Yave style stuff together. I think they usually have some very creative and intricate and smooth back and forth sequences with the magistrals and the submission moves go back and forth. So I'm quite looking forward to this. And given that it's the seventh match on a 9-match card, it's not going to get a huge amount of time. So it's going to have to be quite tight. But I think it will be better than most people are giving Ishimori credit for. But I think Despy's going to retain.
I think the problem is that you don't know what you're going to get. Like if someone came to the table with an argument of, I don't think the guy, I don't trust the guy to give you a great match. How could you argue, right? How could you be like, oh, okay? But on the other hand, just like you said, I mean, I think there is chemistry between the two. I think that there is, a fucking boatload of talent in the ring. Why not? And you're right. I think it does play into the favor of both guys that the match, it doesn't necessarily have to be a 21, 25, 30-minute fucking match. We could cut this down to 15 and be really solid. Boy, there's a lot of fucking Bullet Club nonsense that the possibilities are there. I know that we talk about how they like to hopefully contain it to one match, but boy, this is spread out all over this fucking show. And I got to be honest, it does concern me a little bit. I can see this match really turning into something good and just being like, oh, here we go.
Ishimori? I mean, I think that's sort of the House of Torture thing rather than the Bullet Club thing.
I think it's both. I hope you're right. I mean, listen, what they're trying to find a way to, help both factions at the same time. I want to doubt it, man. I would not doubt it. I'm not. I don't know. I just see it all up and down the card. I hope not. I hope you're right. I hope it's clean as a whistle. Title change?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you want to put the belt on Ishimori into Best of the Super Juniors. I think Despy's your guy. Keep it on him through Best of the Super Juniors at least.
Can I propose something? Ishimori wins. He's your champion. We get through Best of the Super Junior. There might be somebody who's looking for a little revenge from a Tokyo Dome loss.
Oh, I like your thinking.
You like that?
Yes.
You like that? There could be. Now, again, if from what we understand from our good friends at the flagship, the Patreon, we'll plug that. We'll give it a little plug as well. Joe Lanza working hard. The UWFI inspired, MMA inspired, the possibility of that gimmick. I don't know how that would mix with Ishimori now, but who knows, right? But just throwing it out there. That might be a little fun, midsummer spectacular between those two.
That's great. You've put an element of doubt in my mind. Maybe should we stick with the juniors here? I expect we will get Best of the Super Juniors lineups announced on this card, because let me just look at the schedule. If we have anything between this and the Best of the Super Juniors in Japan. The Best of the Super Juniors begins on Sunday, May 15th. So we're 2 weeks away from that, and there's nothing booked in Japan between Dontaku and Best of the Super Juniors. So I imagine we'll get the announcements then. So a couple of questions on this. Antonio says, fancy book your Best of the Super Juniors. Multiverse A says, of all the possible new additions to the Best of the Super Juniors lineup, Dorada, TJP, Akira, etc., who are you most looking forward to seeing? So what do we think? I mean, we haven't heard anything. We don't have any intel on this or anything, but maybe, give us some fresh faces that you are expecting to see or excited to see in these lineups.
I think Dorado is almost a definite, right? I would be shocked if we don't see him there. I would not expect somebody like Kushida, so I doubt that's going to be a possibility. I mean, I don't think there's going to be AEW involvement. I would be shocked if that were the case. I really would be. I think, I hate to say it, I don't think you're going to get that many surprises. I think you're pretty much going to get the core of people that you have right now, with maybe like a I don't know, a CMLL participant or two. Aside from that, I really don't see a lot of outside names being brought in that are going to rock the boat. I really don't. Not yet.
Yeah, if I'm going to be optimistic, I'll say Dorada, Clark Connors, TJP, Chris Bay. So there's 4 names for you. I don't necessarily think they'll all be there, but it would be very cool if they were. I'll tell you what, looking forward to seeing Robbie Eagles back in action. I don't know if you had a chance to watch that PWA Black Label King of the Metro, his match with Jack Bonza. And notable here, Fight TV actually doing good production, where they've got their own in-house team there, where they can put on a decent wrestling show. But yeah, definitely excited to see Robbie Eagles back in action. Assuming he's going to be in the tournament. Again, I don't know anything, but I'm just looking forward to seeing all the boys back in the mix, maybe mixing up with some fresh faces there.
Robbie Eagles he's a definite. I would be shocked if he's not there. Shocked. I would be appalled if he wasn't there. Let's put it that way.
You know what? If he's not in it, I'm cancelling my New Japan World subscription.
That's right.
Okay, 8th match then is the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match, where it's vacant, so both people are the challengers. Hiroshi Tanahashi against Will Ospreay. This is going to be really good. I'm sure, 2 quality pro wrestlers. They haven't faced each other since Will Ospreay turned heel. So the last time they met, I believe, was in the 2020. I think it was in the 2020 G1, or it may be the 2019 G1 actually. But Will Ospreay was still technically a babyface at that point, so it's going to be interesting to see heavyweight heel Will Ospreay mixing up with Tanahashi. And again, this one's a bit of a coin toss, really. I could see it going either way. Both of these guys, I think, have a lot of potential in putting that US title on them and having them traveling back and forth and working these shows in the States. We have Tanahashi versus Moxley coming up in the States. Maybe that is spiced up by having the US title on the line. I would probably lean in that direction. So I'm going to say Tanahashi wins.
Me too. It just makes sense. And then you can also continue on that narrative with Will getting fucked over by officials somehow. But it does, I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that it is held up. You're going to see a new champion, which is nice. I think the match is going to be spectacular too. I'll go Tanahashi just because of what you said. He's got a big match coming up in Washington. That'd be nice to have him be champion at the time. I'll go that route. Sure.
And our ninth match, the main event for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, will be Kazuchika Okada with his fourth defense against Tetsuya Naito. So Bash says running Naito and Okada again in the space of under 4 months is a really tight squeeze. I know New Japan likes to do a lot of their trilogies, but this is really quick for this one. And if Naito doesn't win, is he a shoo-in for the G1 winner? So I have my doubts about this one. I mean, the safe option for me to say is Okada retains and he holds it through most of, if not the whole year. That seems like the vanilla option, the safe option. But I think there's a non-zero chance of Naito winning this. Everyone's writing him off. So it just seems like a very New Japan thing to do where Naito would actually pull it out of the bag and win this one. And I think there's plenty of interesting directions he could go as champion. But again, at the same time, him losing and then possibly going on to win the G1, that's another direction. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty here, which spices things up a bit because, yeah, they are about to run this feud into the ground. I mean, I'm looking forward to the match. It's going to be great. It's always great. These are two of the best pro wrestlers in the world and they've got amazing chemistry together. So the match is going to be tremendous. There's no doubts about that. Like the floor of this is like 4.5 stars for me. But the question of who wins, it's not as cut and dry as I might have felt a week ago. So where do you stand on it?
On the one hand, I can't see how Naito could take another loss, right? Like, can he take another loss? I mean, he's pretty much Teflon, but can he take another loss? And then, on the other hand, we're starting to ramp up a nice little title run here for Okada, who's having a fucking great year. He's paid his dues, if you will, in 2020 to kind of reap the benefits of being a world champion when all this fun shit goes down. If they're bringing in Okada to Chicago, which I can't imagine them not, I don't know how you not may have him be world champion coming into that building. I don't see it. So if Naito does win, you gotta tell me how Okada wins it back. Could you have Naito walk into Chicago as world champion? Sure. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So I guess, again, the question is, it's Naito. Can he afford another fucking loss?
I mean, we've heard this before from Naito fans. I think you said it yourself. He's Teflon. I don't think it matters his win or loss record at this point. He's got his fans. They're going to love him. He's always going to be one of the most popular guys in New Japan. So I think he is sort of above this thing about wins and losses, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you're right. But boy, the guy fucking could use a win. Give me percentages, scale 1 to 10, however the fuck you want to do it. Naito wins the title.
20%.
That's low. That's not good odds. That's not good odds. But I think you're right. I think Okada has not. I don't want to say has to win. I just think all signs to me point to him winning. So then it's a definite loss. so Naito's fucking walking out of there with that title. I don't know. I just see what's ahead, and boy, Okada's your flagship. Okada's your he's your guy. He's the top of the mountain. I don't see how we go into the summer months without him being world champ.
All right, so that is Wrestling Dontaku. I think that's a pretty good card. I know people were a bit underwhelmed to start with, but going through it and talking about all the matchups, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I enjoy having these sort of big events where you've got 9 matches, nothing goes too long. It's pretty, I find them quite entertaining and breezy watch. So I think this will be no different. So looking forward to that. Let's move on then to talking about New Japan Strong. So this is Strong Style Evolved from the St. Petersburg Coliseum in Tampa, Florida. We had this is April 23rd. We open up with Big Damo making his New Japan debut against John Skyler. So Big Damo won in 7 minutes and 4 seconds with a Vader splash. This is very sort of 80s territory wrestling. But honestly, I think there should be more hairy, bald, fat guys in New Japan. And this is a pretty standard enhancement match either way. I wouldn't call it an outright squash because I thought Skyler actually looked decent whilst simultaneously working hard to put over Big Damo. We're getting to the point where Strong is hoovering up the cast-offs from other larger promotions, and they're not all going to be hits, but they are absolutely worth taking a punt on. More competition is only going to help. So now Big Damo is going to have to be at his best to establish himself in a roster that already has guys like JR Kratos and Jonah, which is good. It's going to keep everyone on their toes. So absolutely, they should be, as you would say, kicking the tires for these guys to see what you got. And so I'm interested to see where Big Damo lands in all of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's low risk, high reward, right? He's not signed to any long-term deal. It's not like, there's millions of dollars being invested here. But if he turns out to be, something people can sink their teeth into, if it turns into something that, here's competition is good for everyone involved. And yes, there does feel like that there are spots that have already been filled that would fit Big Damo's demographic. So let's see what he got. Right? No harm. What's it? A couple $100 that he got to pay off. If we don't use him again, we don't use him again. But I think he's good. I think he's a very good big man. So it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of people on that roster that fit that bill. So competition is going to be good.
The next match we had Swerve defeating Blake Christian in 11 minutes 22 seconds. Even though the website says Blake Christian won, but I'm fairly certain that Swerve was the winner here. It says sidekick. So Swerve, I mean, to me, he's got that star charisma. He's got the swagger. He's got the attitude. So I'm going to be interested to see what AEW do with him because I think he's really good. And I think if they don't do something significant with him, I think New Japan would do. Blake Christian, he's a guy who I think is a very high-quality wrestler. In the ring, he's got all the high-flying, spectacular moves in his locker. He's not got that charisma that I think distinguishes the top guys or the look. But this could be a big year for him. I mean, that could come. I've heard rave reviews about the match he had with Will Ospreay and Warrior Wrestling. So, I mean, I think it's a bit too soon for him to be staking a claim in something like Best of the Super Juniors this year. But if he continues this trajectory and improves his look and finds some charisma, then he could absolutely be in the mix next year. So either way, he's someone you can count on to put on a flashy and entertaining match. So he's absolutely got the in-ring chops to stick around and I think be a benefit for New Japan Strong.
Yeah. You think he's, what you said, 1 year, 2 years away?
I think so. I think let's see where we are next year with Blake Christian. If we haven't seen any significant improvements, it's just the charisma that he's lacking because you see him up against a guy like Swerve where in terms of their in-ring ability it's a wash, but Swerve he has that star aura. He's got the look, he knows how to carry himself, he knows how to connect with the crowd, but Blake Christian, he just hasn't quite put that together yet. Yeah. And he might still, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Okay, third match then. Main event here was Buddy Matthews defeating Yuya Uemura in 9 minutes 50 seconds with Murphy's Law. I never cease to be amazed by the absolute size of Buddy Matthews. He's a specimen, and now the way that he's roughhousing and bullying the dojo lads is very entertaining. He's got a really nasty side. Like there was a great moment that stood out in this match where he broke out of a waistlock by twisting Yuya's fingers and then slamming his arm into the apron. It was nasty. He just looks and wrestles like a mean bastard. Yuya, on his part, he's grown a very luscious head of hair. Very, very envious of that. Maybe I'll try and emulate it. I still think that of all the young lions, he's the one that I have my money on. Again, I'm annoyed at all the people saying, "Oh, Shota Umino. He's the guy." It's Yuya. Yuya's the guy. People who watch know that Yuya's the guy. Yuya's got the looks. He's got the hair. He's got the body. He's got the confidence, the fire, the urgency, the intensity. You can't help but cheer for him. I mean, in my opinion, he's a lock to be a future star. And okay, this match, it didn't have that narrative edge that the Buddy versus Ren match did. But again, two high-quality wrestlers having a high-quality match. I hope they wrestle again in the future in Japan. So that was New Japan Strong for this week.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a question here from Josh. So Josh from WeWork Stiff says, with all this Forbidden Door talk, where does this leave the New Japan and Impact relationship? Bearing in mind, they just announced a taping conflict. Is this relationship worth keeping, if only for the Axis stuff and the ability to put your guys over on TV? Because this is a quote tweet. He said, if you had to say who has been the face of Impact Wrestling and New Japan crossover, you'd likely say Jay White and the Bullet Club. But the fact that this show is taping the same night as Slammiversary and Jay is the face of it and not on the Impact stuff is quite telling. So what do you think about the future of the New Japan and Impact relationship?
Well, let's be honest. The things that New Japan would be interested in, they already have access to, right? So whether that's Gallows and Anderson, whether that's Jay, whether that's Chris Bay, whether that's whomever on that's they have who they have. They have who they want. So the access deal is important because, again, let's be clear here. I don't think this AEW relationship means that New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to be on TNT every fucking week or TBS or whatever, right? That's not what this is going to be. I don't think you have to turn your back on it by any stretch of the imagination, but I think if you're going to ask me, like, where does New Japan place more importance? I think, I'd have to say AEW, right? Let's put it this way. If New Japan Pro Wrestling announced a new partnership, or an extended partnership, or whatever the fuck you want to say, with Impact, and we're going to run a joint show, are they going to sell out the United Center? No.
Yes. Oh, sorry. If they're doing the Impact, no, I don't think so.
Right. So, that's your answer in a nutshell. That's it. Add to that production. Add to that being on national cable television. Add to that whatever else this partnership involves. I don't know. I just think logic dictates that. Look, if I were in charge, I wouldn't disassociate myself with either one. But I might try and woo AEW a little bit more than Impact. It's just common sense.
I agree. I think, this is not, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but when push comes to shove, if they've got to choose between the two companies, they are picking up, they're going with AEW. It's more upside, as you say. All right. Well, that is it. I need to go and get ready for work. So let me do the plugs. redcircle.com/shows/super-j-cast. If you want to throw some money our way to buy me a better quality microphone, please do. Discord link you can get by sending me a DM on Twitter. I'm sure the live event spoiler zone will be very fun when it comes to Sunday on Dontaku. At Cobra Kawaii and ProWrestlingTees.com/super-j-cast for our shirts. Big thanks to editor Dan, who you can find on Twitter at LousyHero219. And they've got a brand new single out, haven't they? Escape the Box.
I know. He texted me. I know. He sent us a text, and I haven't listened to it yet. I'm busy doing the show, but I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, and you can pre-listen, I guess. What's the word I'm looking for? Like on Spotify or Apple Music, or you hit the button and it fucking the minute it comes out, you're going to.
Yes. So that is Bad Obsession by Escape the Box. So check it out. It's good shit. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Subscribe to the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network. Follow us on Twitter at the Super J-Cast. Thank you everyone for listening, and goodbye.
Underdog Fantasy is the fastest growing fantasy app and easiest place to play fantasy sports. Just jump on UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app. Draft your team, and that's it. And if drafts aren't your thing, they also have a pick'em game where you can win 20 times your money in a single night. Use promo code RADIO, and Underdog will double your first deposit when you sign up with up to $100 in bonus cash. Deposit $100, get $100 free. That's promo code RADIO. Terms and conditions apply.